Hello everyone and welcome to the Edmonds Racing Preview Show. We're back here at the Perch, the former stomping ground, and fellas, great to see some sunshine shining on the beautiful new grass on the redeveloped course proper, and things are coming along swimmingly.
Yeah, it's I must say it's been I think it's nearly say it's one of the first times you get a development like this where there's been no hiccups. I think it's gone
Touch wood.
Touch wood. Well, like normally you'll get a week of rain. We've had very little rain, and I don't know if there's any coming either. I think they might, we had all that rain last season, and we're in the other phase of El Nino this time, I think. So
yeah, that's right.
But as you can see in the background here, that they've laid the turf from basically the winning post right back around. They've caught up with the drainage now, so they're doing the drainage work, and the turf's going in behind it. So it looks magnificent. I was fortunate enough to be able to have a walk on the course proper before the turf went down, and the cambers are 4 degrees at either end and 2 degrees in the straight. It'll drain at 40 mil an hour. The drainage is going to be first class. The track's going to be first class. It's obviously they put a lot of time into working out what turf to put down, and they found a hybrid, not a hybrid, but they've done a DNA on the turf, and they found this turf growing in
Caboolture.
They bought it to Caboolture and grew it out, but it was growing in the Hawkesbury region of New South Wales. So I think that's where they got it from, and they've grown this out for like 18 months up at Caboolture. So they've carted it in, and away it's going. It's already starting to take. The root system's getting into the ground, even though it's a bit cool. Had beautiful days, so looking forward to it.
Exciting times, and November's the time frame, Trent. So that's the target for back racing on the grass. So hopefully all goes to plan.
Yeah, I think I heard. Was it Melbourne Cup Day first meeting? Was it? Or?
Derby Day, soft opening Derby Day.
The target, yeah.
That's right. Derby Day.
And that's Victoria Derby Day.
Yep.
And obviously then the B grass is going in as well, which will be the
everything,
same.
yeah. Well, it'll all start to take shape, and I think the tunnel's sort of still due to be finished around August. So, and that's when everything will just fall into place. Then once that tunnel's done, and we can get back over the top of it, away we go.
The B grass training track's going to be good too, because they found extra land from the old training tracks. So we're going to have you see a Sandown Lakeside hillside. It's going to be that way on the B grass too, so when there's a bit of wear and tear around the circle of one, we go to the other. They patch that back up and then go back, so It's going to be really good, and not just us, but all the trainers here are really looking forward to it.
Exciting times here at the Gold Coast Turf Club. So, all right, on the racing front, let's quickly touch on Alpine Edge. He's wrapped up his preparation. Obviously didn't get a run in the Stradbroke, unfortunately. Went around in the Hinkler and still ran a creditable race, and what a preparation. Over $1 million since the start of the year he's won.
He was good. Look, I think I said in the program last week we weren't going to run, and then I was driving to Gatton the other day, and I just made a few phone calls to different owners, like, we're going to run him in the Stradbroke anyway, so we just decided to run him, even though he drew poorly in that Hinkler. And look, probably had to ride him out of his comfort zone a bit. Martin put him into the race, and he was sort of at his top from the word go. So he was a little bit disappointing in the last 50 metres, I thought. Thought he'd give him a good steer. Actually, from the barrier, got into a pretty good position. Bullocked his way into clear at the top of the straight, and I actually thought, for a fleeting second, we're going to be right in the finish. But then probably just the weight and everything caught up with him. He's had a great preparation, or a great 6 months really. As you mentioned, over $1 million in prize money. Our 2 target races that we targeted, we were able to achieve, and whatever we sort of tried to get out of the rest of the preparation was sort of secondary really. So that was good effort. Good effort by the staff, the riders, everyone involved with the horse has done a fantastic job all the way through, and probably more credit to the horse. He's been, as he gets older, he's bomb-proof, he's easy to train, sound, so it makes our job a lot easier.
Good advertisement for
Better Than Ready, maybe.
Better Than Ready, the stable at Magic Millions, and just the fact that he's been able to at 2, 3, 4, and he just continues to.
And so his targets now, I'd imagine, will be the same as last season. King of the Mountain into Magic Million Day, then up to the Archer again. The sort of weight won't catch up with him. I think this race on Magic Million Day, the cutest race, is set weights and penalties. So he'll get in reasonably well there. Yeah. So.
Well, it's a good template from this year. So
exactly.
Go again.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about this weekend's runners. Ipswich Cup Day, Trent, and the flashy Golden Glamorous returns from a spell in the Bundamba Plate. Did have an option on Sunday, but looks like you'll run Saturday.
She's going to run Saturday, isn't she? She
drew
terribly on Sunday. I think
drew terribly on Sunday. Yep.
Trialled at Beaudesert recently and showed some ability in her first prep.
Yeah, so she first run on the poly track was okay. She got very tired first up when we put blinkers on her and sent her up to Ipswich, and we banged her out of Jimmy Byrne rode her that day, and he banged her out of the barriers and made a race, and she got run down by a better horse on the day, but she was sort of deep into the prep and a little tired by the time we got there, I think. She's been out for a good break. She spelled well. She strengthened. This race wasn't in the plan to start with. We were obviously going to just bowl her around in this in the race on Sunday, but she drew poorly. And she was a late nom for this race. There was only 5 nominations originally, so we threw a late nom in and accepted, and she's drawn softly there and terribly at the Sunny Coast. So, look, whether she could beat them tomorrow, I'd suggest not, but, she's competitive, she's honest, and she'll try very hard. And that's about her.
And kick her prep off, basically.
And kick her prep off, and we have got a target race at Rockhampton over the Rockhampton Carnival. There's a nice 2-year-old maiden up there, I think it is, 1200, ideal distance. So this 1200 tomorrow will fit her up and toughen her up for that race up there in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, very good. And there'll be a few heading up to the Rocky Carnival, mate.
Yeah. Yep.
Pack the truck.
Might need 1.5 trucks.
That's about the level of us at the moment.
All right, bigger truck. Need a bigger boat. The other runner was Opacity, who was set to return for a freshen up, but you think you'll wait for another day there?
Well, I think, we've waited this long now. We're waiting because he's a soft track horse. He needs a soft track.
Yeah.
And Trent can talk more about that.
He's chalk and cheese, isn't he? The ride that Andrew gave him on Prime Minister's Cup Day, or Hollandale Stakes Day, whatever you want to call it, it was super. And he looked like when he popped out at the top of the straight, I thought, well, he's going to give it to him. And as he gets older, he obviously takes care of himself, and we've mentioned it numerous times. So unless there's monsoonal weather, he won't be running, and we'll save him and just takes a bit of patience.
Trial him again on Tuesday,
yeah,
and fitting him up somewhere like the South Grafton Cup, possibly.
Takes a bit of patience to do, and a bit of, stuffing about a bit, and you get him ready for a race, and then have to back off and then go again. But the guys in him have been super, and very understanding, which is great. That he needs soft going to perform his best, and there's no point racing him on firmer surfaces.
You've worked him out, and
well,
you know
he's had 6 runs, 4 starts on firm going for us, and gone no good.
Mm-hmm.
His 2 soft and heavy track runs were a second and a win. So
possibly the only thing you could say if you wanted to roll him around is just to keep him at that fitness level.
Yeah.
Because it's still a few weeks to the South Grafton Cup, I think. So, I think you need to talk to James and discuss whether you do or you don't, and whether you might just need that good, solid, competitive gallop heading towards a race like that. So we'll see.
Okay. All right, then we turn our attention to Beaudesert Saturday. Philly Special steps up to the 1400 in the lucky last, and third up here. Hasn't been far away in the 2 runs so far this prep.
Building towards a win, I think, and she gets better as she's got into a prep. She's working very well. And she's I think she's a 4-year-old mare now, so she's seasoned enough, and she's heading towards Grafton, towards the Mother's Gift down there. Nice, that's a target race for her. So she's getting towards peaking now, and I think you'll find tomorrow probably a good race. So she's drawn a little sticky out in 7 with Sean Cormick on. Beaudesert's probably not her right track. She probably needs a bit bigger track, but just hopefully we can be within 2 or 3 lengths of them on the corner, and she can finish off. I think she's ready to run well, and she can tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to hear. A lot of these horses have aims as well. Like you think, obviously with the carnival
Yep.
winding down in a way, but there's obviously still a lot of options in
That's
the
how
various areas.
you've got to think ahead. Like they'll come in and you'll bowl them around in these lesser races, but you need to understand their level firstly, and if you think they can, these races all fit in, and we've been able to win that race once before with what was that filly's name, Trent? We won it.
Not quick-witted. The all too hard filly. Hard labour.
Hard
Hard
labour.
labour.
For Foxy Robinson and those. So, and this filly sort of fits in. Is about that level, I think, and prize money's pretty good down there. So we'll have a crack at the Mother's Gift this year.
Very good. All right, Trent, the final runner, Sunday, Sunshine Coast, the Speedy Preach, makes his return in the Mexican colours. Good to see them back in action again. And Class 2 over the 1,000 looked good in his trials.
Did. I think possibly will need the run. 1,000's probably not in his wheelhouse. He's probably better at 1,200 where he can get out and get rolling. But he's going to be there for a long way, just whether a condition gives out the last 50 or 60, that's all.
Got a lot of weight.
He's got and a stack of weight. So
Okay.
it is a Class 2, obviously, but he's midweek performed in sort of stronger grade, hence the weight. So whatever he does on the weekend, probably think it's going to be similar to his last preparation, take a couple of runs to get to his top, and then we place him right and we'll be winning somewhere.
Okay, good insights there on all the runners, really. So they're the three runners. Best bets last week, not so good. We pushed the show out early, but unfortunately Jamaican Rumba couldn't get the job done for the punters out there. But can we come up with something this week? I know it's a bit tricky with the three.
I reckon we'll be going the same one.
Well, so it's logically, it's pretty special.
Yes, correct.
So I have to have 100 on that.
That's
100
the
on
one.
Philly special for both of you.
And I haven't bothered. It's really hard to for me, the Queensland form I goes. I can't get my head around it. Where watching the Sydney Carnival, it was, I don't know, to me
Easy to pick him out.
Easy to pick them out. It's chalk and cheese. So going to Ipswich is tough to do the form there and look to see what's going to win.
So we're cancelling around the grounds for this week.
Around the grounds is out.
Might
so
pick it up.
Stick
Might
to
pick it up
to
for
our
next
own.
week.
Well, next week you reckon?
The Blues are in a bit of trouble
That's
in the
Tiara
Origin,
win.
that's all I know.
Okay, you got your blue on.
I know, but staunch supporter, but just stating facts.
In trouble.
And Royal Ascot next week.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
You won't. There's no way you'll be able to. Or you set the alarm, or
Yeah. I did last year, watched Nature Strip, and there's a bit more Aussie participation this year, so...
Nature Stripe.
Yeah, true. Good one.
Who said Nature Stripe?
Oh, the
the
call
caller
last
called
year.
Nature Stripe.
Yeah,
No
unfortunately,
doubt.
but
That's something to look forward to. Coolangatta, Artorias,
yeah.
Cannonball for the Snowdens.
I see
Troy Corson's horse as well.
had a gallop up there like we did with Hoots the year we were there.
Yes.
Down at Royal Ascot yesterday, maybe. It's on.
Yep.
I seen it online overnight, so she looked like she flew. I don't know what she worked with, but she gave it a toweling.
Yeah,
I thought.
she did.
That's got to help having a look around too.
Well,
It's a daunting track.
so until you see it live,
Yep.
you don't understand how brutal it is.
Yeah, right.
Mate, the last, well, it's not last 50 metres, but probably
flattens out
from
a bit,
about
that last
150 to the 50 metre mark, it's uphill.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
what the degree. It looks like it has to be more than 4 or 6 degrees, 4 degrees maybe, and they run up that and then they flatten out with about 50 metres to go to the line. So
After they've done the hard work.
it's tough. It's a great race day. The day we went, we had a great time.
I dream to have one good enough to go back there.
Yeah.
Far out.
It's one of the great race days of the world, I think.
Yeah. And great.
I haven't been to Santa Anita, I haven't been to anywhere else. Hong Kong, they say, rivals it, but, for mine, Royal Ascot was proper. It was, you dress well, and they do a
People talk about the prestige and that,
Yeah.
and that's
what it is.
when you're there, you just feel
Yeah.
it. It's great. It's awesome.
Top hat and tails.
Top hat and tails, and everything about the day is first grade, really.
Very good. All right, we'll look forward to watching the Australians go around, and hopefully
yeah.
they can fly the flag for
And go Philly special.
Go Philly special.
Go
Good
the
luck,
Blues.
everyone.
Come on, Blues. Lift.